Greetings and salutations everyone, this is No Code Gaming, and I'd like to welcome you back to another Master Duel video and another loner deck video for the X0 Festival. This time going over Floowandereeze's Travel Diary. This of course is the Floowandereeze deck that has recently been released in the Wandering Travelers Selection Pack. Now, what makes Floowandereeze special is that technically they're all normal summoned monsters, and it gets around some special summoned negates. In fact, this deck centers around negating the effects of special summoned monsters. But you're probably wondering, how do we get around summoning all these monsters if they're considered normal summons? Well, each of the Floowandereeze cards, well, at least each of the monster cards, have the ability where on normal summon, you can normal summon another winged beast monster. All cards in the loner deck are winged beasts, so you'll be able to continuously normal summon if you have enough cards in your hand to do so. And without further ado, let's look at the cards themselves. We have Floowandereeze and Robina. This is your standard one card opener into our boss monster / negate. With Robina's effect, you can normal summon it, and on normal summon, of course, it can search out a level 4 or lower winged beast from your deck and add it to your hand. Then, if this resolves, you can normal summon a winged beast from your hand. The secondary effect of being able to summon a winged beast is there for all Floowandereeze, so I'm just going to skip that part. And generally, from Robina, you would go into a Qlip. With Qlip, when it's normal summoned, you can search out a level 7 or higher winged beast monster, and more often than not, especially with this deck, that will be your high level Floowandereeze monsters. Now for the other level 1 Floowandereeze monsters, we have Stree, which is able to banish a card from any of the GY. If you don't have a valid target in the GY, you actually cannot use Stree's effect of normal summoning a monster after it's normal summoned. And the last level 1 is Floowandereeze and Toucan. Toucan's ability allows you to get one of your Floowandereeze monsters that is banished and add it to your hand. Oh, sorry, not just monsters, any of your banished Floowandereeze cards from banish into the hand. So it allows you to recycle even the support cards like the field spell or the continuous spell. And we have the supposed boss monster for Floowandereeze and Snowel. What Snowel is able to do is, first off, you're able to conduct 3 normal summons on your turn, and it gives all of your monsters Pierce. And it has a weird niche negate where once during your opponent's turn, you can banish 1 card from your hand and then change all special summoned monsters your opponents control to face down defense position. This is not that potent, as your opponent can just flip them back face up. It's there, it's a thing. And the real boss monster of this deck, Floowandereeze and Empin. What this card is able to do is, when it is tribute summoned, you can add any spell or trap Floowandereeze card from your deck into your hand, and then immediately normal summon afterwards. Now, what makes Empin good is it negates the activated effects of your opponent's special summon monsters if those monsters are in attack position. This is very, very specific wording. So if you have a effect monster that has passive effects, like say you want to encounter it in this event, but Masquerade from the Despia archetype, because its effect is technically a static effect and not activated, Empin will not negate it. Additionally, if you want to get around Empin, all you have to do is summon your monster in defense mode. Yeah, Penguin can't handle something that's sideways. And it has the additional effect of, once per battle, during damage calculation, you can banish 1 card from your hand and have the attacking monster's attack or defense. You can also use this offensively when you attack with Empin. Now let's get on with the archetypal spell and trap cards. Floowandereeze and the Magnificent Map. What this card allows you to do is you're able to reveal a level 1 Floowandereeze monsters, and then banish a different Floowandereeze monster from your deck, and immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon the level 1 that you revealed in your hand. Generally, you would want to banish another level 1, so the level 1's ability of being able to bounce back from banish to the hand is activated. Additionally, if your opponent normal summons a monster, you can normal summon a Floowandereeze from your hand. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the next one, Floowandereeze and the Unexplored Winds. What this card allows you to do is you're actually able to use any of your opponent's cards on the field, that includes spell and trap, as tribute fodder for your bigger tribute monsters. So say your opponent has something annoying like a skill drain, you can actually tribute it along with one of your own monsters to send out Empin, for example. Its secondary effect allows you to reveal up to 2 winged beasts in your hands, return those to the bottom of your deck in any order, and then draw that many cards, so you can return 2 Empins in hand, and then draw 2 cards off of that. The next support card is Floowandereeze and the Dreaming Town. This allows you to normal summon a level 4 or lower winged beast monster from your hand immediately on your opponent's turn. During the main phase, however, that's the only caveat. Now, if you tribute summon a level 7 or higher monster, which is what the only thing we can tribute summon in this deck is, you can banish this card from the GUI and then immediately change all your opponent's monsters to face down defense position. The reason why we do this is it actually negates quite a few effects, like Barone. And we now have Floowandereeze and the Scary Sea, which is their counter trap card for special summon monsters. So it just negates the summon and that monster is returned to the hand. And also for the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot special summon, and you can conduct up to 3 normal summons this turn, not just 1. So you can use this in conjunction with Floowandereeze in the Dreaming Town. However, I feel like the secondary effect of this is not really good, as all the lower level Floowandereeze has that normal summon inherently built in. And with no extra deck, I don't feel like those normal summons are good. Now for the tech cards, of course, for removal we have Raigeki, Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storm, Twin Twister, and that's it for removal, unless you also want to count the Unexpected Winds as, Unexplored Winds as a type of removal. For disruption / negating, we have Infinite Impermanence, the counter trap card, as well as Called by the Grave, and the Dreaming Town. And of course, Empin works as a sort of one-sided skill drain for your opponent's special summon monsters. And of course, we have a Pot of Desires. I thought Konami would have the foresight to instead run a Pot of Duality in this slot, but I guess they want some uniformity in the cards that are included in these loaner decks. And without further ado, let's get on with the replays. And here we are with the first replay. Let's get to it. So unfortunately, we didn't open any of our good Floowandereeze monsters, so we have a Slower Swallow to rely on. What Slower Swallow allows you to do is you can draw 2 cards on your next draw phase if you tribute this card. I just pass it there, and hopefully my opponent doesn't have anything major. And it turns out they're also playing Floowandereeze. So they just attack directly with Toucan. They can't really activate Toucan's effect because I assume they don't have a winged beast to normal summon. So Slower Swallow allows us to draw 2. First things first, we'll Lightning Storm and get Eglin up in here. Unfortunately, Ash Blossom negates Eglin, so we cannot activate its bonus normal summon effect. And there we go, 300 damage in. Let's get to it. Opponent simply passes the turn. And now that there's cards in the graveyard, it is safe to use Floowandereeze Stree. So we'll just banish their trap card and they surrender from there. Yep, it's simple enough. If you're able to get your level 1s to keep recurring, it's a decent enough deck. And here we are with the second replay. This time, we actually opened up with our 1-card starter in Robina, so let's go from there. First off, props to my opponent for running both the Qlip icon and the Qlip minion. So of course we'll activate Unexplored Winds, return our Empen and our Stree, normal summon Robina. Unfortunately, they have a infinite impermanence. One neat trick you can do is, if you're not running the loner deck, but you want to play Floowandereeze, you can actually chain Book of the Moon, or Book of Moon, apologies, off the infinite impermanence and flip your Robina face down. At that point, there is no valid face-up target for infinite impermanence to target, so Robina's effect can still go through. This does not work for Ash Blossom though, as Ash Blossom targets the effect itself and not the card. So they successfully imperm me, and I can't really do anything from there, so I just pass the turn. They destroy my Unexplored Winds, and there's not really much I can do there. And they start to get the Qlip off. And now we see why Qlip is actually not that good against Floowandereeze. Reclate. So this card actually works in a very, very funky way with Floowandereeze, and I'll show you how. So I'll just Raigeki. Okay, so here it is. It's a weird link thingy. Since I summoned Eglin, technically Recreate activates first and then Eglin activates second. So Chainlink 1, Reclate, and then Chainlink 2, Eglin. So technically they can't negate Eglin's effect. So careful if you're playing Qlip and you think that this trap card hoses Floowandereeze. And with that, yeah, that card doesn't work the way you think it's going to work, so careful running it. And here we are with the third replay, and we have all the cards we need to bring out our Ace Monster. So shall we get to it? So, the standard play for this deck. Normal summon Robina. Get a Stree or any other level 4 or lower winged beast. It can be the Eglin, but we have the Eglin in hand, so I got the Stree as a way to disrupt graveyard plays. Eglin goes out, get a level 7 or higher, we get Empen. Empen activates, and then with Empen we are able to get a spell or trap card. I always leave Eglin in Banish Zone, so I have one card in the Banish to chain block. I get Floowandereeze and the Unexplored Winds, so I can draw. And I leave it there. And unfortunately, this is a Skull Servant deck. So I'm gonna show you why Empin is not as strong as you think it is. It's the reason why people have a problem with Floowandereeze in ranked is that they normally pack a Ryza as another finisher slash disruption option. But here we go. This is what I was saying about Empin. This 11,000 attack is a passive effect. It is not it is not activated. It is inherent to the card itself. Empin can only negate activated effects. So regardless of what's going to happen, I'm just going to get smacked in the face with an 11,000 Skull Servant. Balls beat Penguin all the time, I guess. Now, what do I think about the deck overall? Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a lot more consistent than the Adventurer token deck. So right now I rank this above the Adventurer token deck. Play this if you want to grind out that normal summon mission for the X0 festival. However, I feel as this deck is lacking Ryza, Wind Barrier Statue, as well as Dimension Shifter. It is about, I want to say, 70% of its full power. The tech cards that are included, like Called, Infinite Permanence, are good, but nah, it could be a better deck. So congrats for being better than Adventurer token, but not being full powered Floowandereeze. Anyways, like if you like the video, subscribe if you so desire, and have a great rest of your day.